Welcome back to the BLAPCAST, episode number 4. It's been four months that we've been doing this. I'm impressed that we've even kept up this long.
Woo.
But that's besides the point, really. I'm joined today by 2 returning co-hosts as well as a new guest on the show. Let's introduce him first. Welcome to the show, Hamaji.
Hello.
It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
And also,
Hello.
welcome back, co-host number 2, Chloemew.
Hello?
Oh god.
That's a wonderful introduction.
I'm sorry, I won't do that again.
And last
Thank
but not
you.
least, we have the person that's been on the most besides me, Woolen.
Have I? I've been on like 2.
You've been on 2 for now, and this is the third one now.
Like
so
one
yeah.
and a half, really. I kind of came in.
I-
right at the
I
end of the
guess.
last one.
Yeah, I guess
look.
that doesn't really count.
But
Maybe.
hello, yeah, sure. The person
Well,
who's
we'll
been in
count
all
it.
of them and someone that's been in for a bit of one. It's fine. Recurring. We'll go with
It's
it.
good enough. Good enough. You just had your mic muted for the first half of the second cast.
Me?
So that's yeah. That's what happened.
Oh, is that what we're saying?
Yeah, that's the lore we're going with on that one.
What was I? Was I actually just playing Osu, wasn't I?
I think you were, or like you were busy with some assignment or something.
Oh, it's
and you
probably
completely lost
university.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was this
that's
while
what
ago.
that's what happened there.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
I'm done.
let's get it started here. How have you guys been? What have you been up to for the past few days or something?
Go down in
What
order
have your
from the
life
top to
been
the
like?
Enjoying
What
the
is your
sun.
life been? That's nice.
Oh, I've
Well,
just
the
been
weather's
hiding
good.
from the sun. I get tan so easily, it's crazy.
Yeah, Woolen will know it's been really hot in the UK.
30 degrees. Ha ha
Oh,
ha.
boy.
Okay,
It's
it
been
hasn't been that hot here.
Very hot. Well,
It's
I
been
went out
like
and,
26 here.
Well, I went out and cleaned my car yesterday, and like after putting the water on, I don't own a garden hose. My flat's modern, and by modern I mean 70 years old. So it doesn't own a garden hose. So to clean my car, I have to repeatedly fill up a bucket from my kitchen sink, and to make it fill up faster, I have to open up the stop tap in my flat to make the water pressure go up. That aside, whenever I'd pour water on my car, it would dry up in about 20 seconds. So I had to clean it really quickly, otherwise it would get streaky, and I had to repeatedly re-clean stuff.
Oh, that hurts.
See,
to
I-
hear.
That hot.
That just hurts to listen
I
to.
don't do my car like that. I just wash it and then I squeegee off the water with one of those things you wipe a window with, and then I wipe
Yeah.
it with a leather cloth. I don't rinse it with water. It's so much easier.
I spent like 2 hours doing it because I wanted it to be shiny. I went down with all the sprays, and I got the sponge and the microfiber, and I did the inside. It was so good.
Did it turn out
Everything's so clean?
Is it clean now?
It'll be
That's
clean
good.
for another week before I drive anywhere in Oxford, and then it'll get dusty again.
Oh,
And
nice.
or
My
it
favorite.
rains like one time and then it's just dirty. Yeah. I haven't actually cleaned my car like ever. I mean,
Whatever.
it's a new car. I only got it like a year ago, and it hadn't had any need to clean it. But I should probably do that because there's a lot of bird poop
Can you
on
see
it.
out of the front?
I can. Yeah, like the window's clean. That's what matters, really.
It's
I can see
minimally
where I'm
clean,
driving.
Just the windows.
Are
That's it.
people
Exactly. You
writing
don't
on
need
your
more.
car? Are they
Yeah.
writing in the dirt, clean me?
What noticed me is that like the kids down the street literally did try to write on my car, and I had to
Oh yeah,
could you,
I
could you
used
not
to do that all the
please?
time. It's so good.
But it made me think maybe I should clean it. It's been like 2 months. Probably should get to it.
My favorite is
Maybe.
not cleaning it and then just counting how many dicks are on it. And just going, "Alright,
Oh,
one,
it's-
two."
I
Oh,
mean-
new record. Nice.
That depends on where you live. That's not an issue for me because I don't live in the city. But
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Everybody-
elderly in Oxford
every
don't
time they
like
get like a
dicks.
nice drawing tablet or whatever, like any place to draw, it's just dicks. Like that's the first instinct in my area.
I'm honestly surprised nobody drew on my car because it was really bad. The place where I was parking at work, there was a construction site on the other side of the fence, so all their
Oh.
dust was going all over my poor car.
That is a.
I think my
dirt
brother bought
magnet.
that
I don't
expanding
park there
soap.
anymore.
That's imaginably dirty. Impressive. So yeah, like, we should maybe talk about this
Did we
because
have
there's
topics?
been we
Like,
do have topics.
Do
If
we
you
have
look
like
in
a
the
Google spreadsheet or something?
look at the pinned file as per usual.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
probably
as
should have
per
sorted that
usual.
out.
As per usual. So yeah, we should probably talk about this though because it has been a little leaky and stuff, and some people already know at least to an extent. Yeah. So Hamaji, you're like kind of joining Blap or something.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I was,
kind of
weirdly
maybe
invited
Indeed.
on
Big
a
deal.
bright day.
Was this not known?
It wasn't supposed to be, but it kind of just slipped through some cracks, and some people know
cracks.
now. So
You're
we might
streaming
as well.
You're
we
live
might as well-
streaming it.
Yeah, I mean we're now streaming it because might as well make
And
it
you're gonna
official.
Put it on
you
Yeah.
YouTube.
know? Might as well make it somewhat official. So yeah, like Hamaji is joining us in our Blap adventures.
Yeah, someone in
try
my
and make a
stream
video
was
for it,
speculating
And
it.
like, hey
How do you
guys.
feel about that?
That's a pop
feels
I
joke.
mean,
good.
you can, yeah.
It was unexpected. I wasn't expecting. I got like 5 pings from RT and Spiky. They're like, dude, you wanna join? What?
Michael,
Join what?
Michael.
You know this thing called Blap.
We just like kind of decided on it for one day, and we were like, yeah, sure, let's invite him, and
Dude,
that's how it went.
I mean, what's the word for it? Oh my god, I've lost my vocabulary. I was like sneaking through Blapature, and I saw like the chats about me, and I saw that RT's comments like, he's a nice guy. I'm like, oh, so nice. And Spikey's like, yeah, he's a nice guy too. I'm just started
RT is
reading
the
it.
best of all the boys. He's a very
That
good
is
boy.
true.
Who?
He's just the best boy.
Daniel
who?
from Ireland. RT game.
Oh yeah.
AKA now Daniel from Japan.
He's way
because
too
that's where
nice.
he
I don't get
currently
it.
resides.
We don't trust
get it.
him. There's probably something dodgy going on in the back end, like he's a weeb or something.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, why else would he be in Japan?
I don't know.
Exactly.
There's only one reason people that aren't Japanese live in Japan.
It's a very
It's
strange
because they're
idea.
weebs.
He's got something brewing.
mean-
I don't know what it is.
World domination, obviously. That's always what it
God,
boils
imagine
down
one
to
day
in the
he
end.
opens Facecam on his Twitch and it's just like 7 body pillows laid out on his bed.
Oh, he's got an extra 6.
And he's like
from the
taped
last
like
one.
Woolen's face onto one of them.
Oh, that'll be
Yeah,
expected.
but like when are you introducing that merch, Woolen? Because you open up a merch
people
shop,
have-
like you.
People have asked. I'm hoping it's all been ironic, but I'm pretty sure Redbubble doesn't stock Dakimakuras. I think they
I
do
can't
duvets.
say I've ever seen
You can
that.
get like an £80 duvet cover for your bed
Oh my
with my doggo
God.
on it.
Wow.
Oh my
But-
god, what? No.
I actually didn't know you could do that. I thought they
They
just did
don't-
shirts and bags.
Woolen sleevelet merch.
Yeah, they don't do
Yeah, like he's opened a
body
merch shop.
pillows. I think.
Well, maybe they should.
If they
May-
do, I can get one with just like
Clever
a
boy.
picture of a dog lying on his side, looking a bit saucy but being a bit silly.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Maybe that's
so
an
cute.
untapped
I bought one.
market
I
for
bought the
them.
T-shirt with a dog.
83
Was it good?
Reviews.
The
What?
logo. It's a really
There
good
is
T-shirt.
the reviews up for my shirts, the reviews for the Redbubble shirts. They surprised me too. I was like, holy shit! I
Oh.
sold like 8,000 shirts. It's just that that shirt itself. So if you want to know if the shirt's comfy,
No one
The
bought
shirt,
my-
the
no
shirt
one
is
bought my
really
t-shirts.
comfortable.
Feels bad, man.
did you make an announcement video
Yeah.
using
Like,
Backstreet
got
Boys
like
music?
one guy paid like good old crisp $20, and
Ooh.
that was it.
You
I
need
was
to
like,
you
hey.
need to shout out your merch more often.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
you
I
need
it
to-
just
you need to,
feels
like,
like I'm being a sellout.
Every 2 minutes in a stream,
It's
you
not
need to be like,
sellout.
buy my shirts, by the way,
Oh,
and
every
be sure to
move I
subscribe on
make,
Twitch Prime.
people call me out. It's insane. I don't know
Then
if you
call
guys
them
get
out
that
for
too.
calling you out and say that they
No,
should
I
buy
don't-
your shirts
I
and you'll
don't think
stop.
that's how it works.
That's exactly how it works. You need to be the top dog, the alpha.
I hit a button on my headset now. I can't hear anything.
Oh well,
that's
we can
great.
hear you. That's
Okay,
fine.
there it's back.
Oh.
I just nudged it with my knee.
Good enough. Good
It's
enough.
fine. I can hear
My
again.
cold's coming back as well, and my nose is getting all stuffed and sad.
It's summer. How can you get a cold in summer? I don't understand how
I
that
was-
works.
I was looking after Glyra and Greybomb, who came over from Somerset and the Netherlands to stay with me for a week, and one of them brought like some disease with them and gave me a cold, and I've been ill for the last like week or two, and it's been slowly going away, but my throat's full of sad, and it's not good.
Rip.
Oh,
Yeah.
How are you feeling
It's-
now?
I had like a micro cold as well, like 1 or 2 weeks ago. So it's weird how like
it's weird having the
you know
summer.
why do you call it a cold if you can just get it anytime? Like it's not necessarily related to feeling cold.
It's not. I think it's like when you're cold, your immune system's down, but it doesn't. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's related. I think it's just tradition.
Basically,
They could rename it to like trifodethine t-shirtitis or something.
But, like the common cold is just easier to remember, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mm.
I just made
It's like,
that up 'cause I
it's
was
just
reading.
normal. It's like normal to get a cold like once or twice a year, I think. So if you don't, then you must be some sort of like superhuman, genetically engineered.
I think
Your
everyone
immune
has
system
one,
is
yet.
actually.
But yeah, it's a
actually
bit
too
annoying
strong.
to have.
Actually,
I've got
no,
a
I
very
have had
weak
one.
throat. You've never had a cold?
Oh no, I was this year, but then I remembered I did have one at the start of this year because I was
So it
stuck
counts.
in a poorly ventilated car with my friend's literal hippie parents, and his mum kept coughing without covering her mouth, and we were like
Oh.
I said, we were in a car that was so poorly ventilated they kept having to wipe the front screen so they could see out of it.
Oh my god.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I'm not
That
surprised I
sounds
got
great.
sick.
Well, that's horrifying.
Oh, my favorite is when the driver's looking at his phone. Oh, congrats, man. Congrats.
Mm.
Keep messaging
Oh,
your
I
wife,
always
please.
I always get like those Snapchat messages, or like I see it in Snapchat stories of friends that are like, oh, they're driving like on the highway, and for some reason they decide, oh, let's whip out the phone and like show people that I'm currently driving and listening to music. Like,
Oh my
first of all,
Why?
who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? And secondly, dude, you're driving. Why are you taking your phone out and filming yourself driving. That's a horrible idea. You're maneuvering a like 1 to 2 ton heavy machine that can literally take somebody's life in an instant. Why are you on your phone? That's a bad idea.
I'm really scared of that, because if I make any mistakes in the next, like, 2 years, they take my license, because I'm a new driver. They just do that in the UK now. It's just a thing. So no matter what you do, if you have one mistake, you lose your whole license. So, like, they have a policeman going around Oxford and a lot of other little towns and cities in the UK on bikes, going down through traffic light sections just to see if people are on their phones. So I literally just shut mine off and put it in my, like, left-hand door, which is opposite to the driver's seat in the UK. Like, I'm really
I remember
worried.
you mentioning that. You said, like, even if your phone's, like, on the seat
Even if
next
it's
to you,
near
they
you,
can still get you for it.
It makes me not want to use it as a sat-nav, so I've got a really old TomTom I found from my mum. It's not very good, but it's definitely not a phone. But, like, if they say you're doing anything, you lose it. You lose everything.
But
I hope that's
new
not
artwork.
I hope that's not a thing in, like, the East Midlands, because I have my phone on my seat next to me a lot just because I use the Bluetooth thing so I could play music from my phone, because my car's 14 years old and I don't have a way to plug my phone in.
I'm surprised it works with Bluetooth.
I use Bluetooth.
My car doesn't have Bluetooth.
Oh,
Well, it's like a thing that plugs into the cigarette lighter, like it connects to
that makes
the
sense.
radio or something.
Yeah, no, that works then. Yeah.
So I have my phone like on the seat next to me just so I can use that.
to be fair, like, listening to my own music via Bluetooth is like probably 80% of the reason why I enjoy driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's such an integral part of the car. Seriously, if it doesn't have music capabilities, I'm not buying it. Honestly, you can give me a BMW or whatever. I don't want it. I just want the music.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I
give
say
it a
that,
radio
but I'd
instead.
still like a pretty nice car.
It's
thanks.
the only reason
Obviously.
I buy CDs. Otherwise, I just get everything digitally. I buy CDs so I can listen to them in my car.
Do you not have
Fair,
an AUX
fair.
cable?
No. I told you, my car's like 14 years old. I don't think that was a thing back then.
Damn.
What,
Yeah, that's
3.5
painful.
millimeter audio slot?
Apparently not.
I don't. It's just a little Renault Clio. It's a really simple car.
Oh, I think the Clio would have it, wouldn't it? That's like, it's
I-
like the
I don't
bread and
know.
butter car.
If it does, I don't know where it is or what it looks like.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just
like,
using
like
the
bottom of
cigarette
your
lighter.
phone. Yeah, that works. There might even be a cigarette lighter to aux cable you can get. I don't know if
That's
it works
probably
like
a
that.
thing.
Is that a thing?
Possibly.
It might be.
probably a
Everything
thing. I
plugs
wouldn't be
into cigarette
surprised.
lighter. My car actually has
do
a
anything.
It
cigarette
would be more
lighter.
convenient. It would be more convenient than using the Bluetooth thing, because sometimes, because you're using like a radio signal, sometimes the signal's not great, so it makes the music all fuzzy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not only that, like, I've had issues with my Bluetooth radio. Is like, if there's another device that has Bluetooth enabled, even if they're not like connected to the radio, my phone won't connect at all for some reason.
Really?
It just doesn't work anymore. It's
Yeah,
really,
I think my brother has the same issue. But yeah.
really weird. It's just why? It's just some interference. Even though they're not connecting to one another, my phone gets blocked and I can't connect until they turn off their Bluetooth. It's really weird. It's just odd. Anyways, we were already talking about leaks. This is the second part that has been leaked. Even though we haven't properly announced it yet, a lot of people have been asking about our summer charity drive thing we're doing again this year. I mean, we did talk that we were going to do one, but we had a little bit more stuff leak out. Like, for instance, that there are medals and how they look, and that they've already apparently been added to the game, at least to some
Indeed.
extent. And that's when people started getting attention to it. Like, wait, did we miss the stream? No. Nobody's missed the stream. The stream is still happening, and it's gonna be happening fairly soon. We'll have official announcements and stuff with information actually coming out very, very soon enough. Don't you worry, you didn't miss anything. In case you were worried about that, the charity stream is still happening, and it's coming up. It's gonna be very good, very fun. Lots of cool stuff happening for that. I don't want to
Indeed.
take everything ahead of time, though. You should just wait and be patient until then. We'll have the donation page go live soon, though, and that's something I can say. The donation page for it will go live fairly soon already, and we can, get started on that at least. So if you want to donate early, cool thing. If you can't watch the event or something, that's always good. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's always for charity. And charities are important to everybody, to society, to life. They're the moral fiber that holds us together
They
at the
are
end of the day.
indeed.
Wow. So inspirational.
That's very inspirational. If we're already on the topic of charities, we might want to talk about a fellow charity in the TF2 community that happened recently, also known as
Yes.
Rally Call. a wonderful charity, raising money for the animals. As far as I'm aware, donations are probably still open as we speak.
Yeah.
So let me actually put the link to the charity page, which is on the document, by the way, for my co-hosts that are interested.
I'm just watching
Let me put it in the chat there. As far as I'm aware, the donations are still open, and you can even still get the badge, which is a very lovely looking badge, by the way. It's a nice little whale mascot thingy. It looks kind of cute. So yeah, Rally Call was a charity event, you know, raising money for the animals, for the International Animal Rescue, a very reputable charity. And the event itself was actually running for a long time. The main event happened last weekend. In case anybody had missed it, you can obviously always go back watching the VODs on the BLAPCAST channel, which is where it was hosted. A little Highlander tournament with 4 teams of a just mix of YouTubers and community people. And yeah, it was... I mean, personally, I didn't have that much fun because Highlander blows, in my opinion, but that's just me.
At least there wasn't a
I saw your
vaccinator
ping.
carry this
Oh my
time.
God.
At least it wasn't vaccinator. Yeah, that's good. Nobody ran
Remind me of
vaccinator.
last year. That was awful.
My boy carried.
The vaccinator, man. Ooh,
Your
glad
ping
that
was hard to
weapon
look
is
at.
not there.
Shout
Yeah,
out
the-
to Rechat.
That was
God.
why I mostly had no fun, because playing on 120 ping is awful.
Your
even when you're
snipers
playing
are always
sniper.
so close, but they'd be like 1 centimeter off, and it just.
It took me like the entirety of the event to adjust to it. By the end of it, I was kind of adjusted and I could like cope with it better. But it's like you have to shoot into the future somehow, and it's not easy. It's not easy to do it all. There were
Yeah,
so many
it's
shots that
tricky
should have
on
hit
that
that
ping.
didn't, and so many shots that did hit that shouldn't have. I didn't imagine it would be that bad to play sniper on 120 ping, but apparently it was.
Have you tried playing it on like 800 ping yet?
Oh, at that point it just becomes
You
like
win every
stupid.
duel
Yeah,
ever.
it
No
just
one
becomes
ever
stupid
sees
at that
you.
point.
I was
I
going to
could've
say
probably-
300
you
ping
can
is a
shoot
sweet
guns
spot,
twice.
but I think 800 has it beat.
I think K-Crot used to play from India to ETF to well on like 400, 500 ping.
Wow.
Wow.
He was really good at SVS because no one could beat him because he'd just kill them before he'd be seen.
Yeah, that's fun.
Ugh.
It's like this magical zone between like 80 and like 200 ping where everything is bad, right? Everything in between that zone of your connection latency is just bad, no matter what you play. But once you go above that, hit scan just becomes stupid. Like Spy, for instance, becomes stupid. You just
Yeah.
teleport through people.
Oh,
And below that, obviously, everything is good. You can play projectile and stuff pretty easily. But in between that zone, you just don't have a fun time. In that zone is basically when NA people try to play on EU servers or vice versa. So that's just odd. Yeah.
I used to play on an Australian server a lot where I got 300 ping and Scout was so easy. That was like
Exactly.
literally why I became a Scout main, because I just played so much Scout because of that server.
Spy on high ping is the best.
Oh,
So
I've
God.
had the experience before.
everybody hates you. Well, that wasn't a big step. Oh wait, you shut up. My God, it's so good. It's amazing. I need to
At least
record
it's
that
like
one day.
legit hyping. It's not like I knew a guy who did he had his interp set to like 5,
Oh,
so
MAGA.
he'd walk backwards into people and backstab them.
That was no, I think it's like still in top 5 or something. I think 5 was a good
Yeah.
number, and it was just oh my God.
I remember when you could change your interp like while you were playing, so people would use that to like freeze people in the air for a split second when they're playing sniper, and then just like set it back to normal.
Wow.
So like you used to be able to change your interp while you were just playing. You didn't have to go spectator or anything like that. That's why they introduced that in the first place. So what
didn't
you
know
would
you
do
could
is like
do
they
that.
would be playing sniper on normal interp, normal ping, and they would have a button bound to quickly change it to like 500, so people would freeze in the air for a split second. You could just easily headshot them, and then it would go back to normal immediately
my
after.
God,
so they had
that's so
like
cool.
half a second.
Wow.
They had like half a second of high interp, which would freeze people in the air, so they could just get an easy shot off. Obviously, that is hilariously broken.
Are you talking about lag switching?
Yeah, basically, like that's kind of
I
what
never
it is.
knew that
That's
was a
so
thing.
cool. That's pretty interesting. I never knew you could do that.
But then
Yeah,
they
it
fixed
was.
it.
Yeah, that was in the game for like 8 years, and I think it's still in Counter-Strike Source.
Fuck.
It was also in CS:GO for the first like 4 years of its release. It was broken as all Christ, but it was also really obvious when someone was doing it.
Yeah, obviously, you could tell because they would also freeze on your screen.
Yeah, but
So,
like
yeah,
when someone pauses the game for a second to like snipe you, it just There were people that did it actively in competitive, and it was the worst because it was really hard to get them done in because it really doesn't show up very well on a demo because they're like 16 tick or something. So if they did it well, it only showed up on like the original game.
That is really hard to see, indeed. So yeah, I don't know, man. Highlander is weird. It just generally as well, like the gameplay aspect I didn't quite enjoy about participating in Rally Call was just because it's a mixed team in Highlander. People don't necessarily know what to do, so you don't lose, or you at least have like an enjoyable time. So certain classes, like, yeah, the heavy in the demo, sure, they can just run in and frag, right? That's what they do anyways. They don't necessarily need to know much about the game, but the more important parts, like like the flank, always watching the flank, or protecting certain classes and stuff, that's kind of what makes it a little unfun to play. Like, it made it unfun a little bit for me, because as sniper, you're sitting back all the time, and it doesn't, like, you don't know if your flank is just doing something else right now, or if it's like a little fuck up. But if you consistently get killed by scouts and soldiers, it's kind of, there's something going wrong. It's something, something's a little off. Or like if the spy is always on you, then clearly your pyro might be having some trouble dealing with him. And that's like, I guess that's the, the fate of playing in mixed teams. But I hope that next rally call just goes back to sixes again, because you have less of a mix. And I feel like at sixes, it's more defined what people have to do. So even if people have no idea how to play it, I think it's more defined.
There'd be less people
have a better idea.
Have to manage as well.
That too, yes. Because it turned out that, like, towards certain games, like, teams had 3 or 4 substitute players because people just couldn't show. That's too much. That's half the team
I can't give
getting
my
replaced. Yeah, I don't know. It's just odd. But it was fun nonetheless. Obviously, we raised money for a good cause. It was great in that regard.
We got
Did
money
a good job
for
in
the
the production
animals.
and all that. Yeah, the animals are good now, so that's nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just plug it once more for the people still interested. Rally Call donation page. I'll put it in the chat once more. You can still donate and receive the badge as of right now, as far as I'm aware.
Well, I thought July 21 and above is like not allowed.
Exactly. I think it's like until July 21st even. It's
July. Oh my god. Never mind. Sorry, I'm dumb. I'm sorry.
Or something. So it's a long time that you can still donate and get the badge and stuff. So yeah, even if you're a really evil person that doesn't care about the charity drive, at least you get a snazzy badge.
Oh, okay.
That's very deplorable. Unbelievable.
$20. Give me my badge.
Just give it to me. Give me everything. I want to collect badges. That's all I care for.
I've never gotten like a community badge. That's just how bad of a person I am.
It's sad that you, like, even though you can collect so many badges, be it due to competitive badges or donation badges or any other community events, but you can't really wear any of them. Like, you can wear one, but it takes up a cosmetic slot.
I think they should just repurpose, like, the is it the action slot where the one where you'd have like the canteen or the contract or whatever? Because I don't think one little medal is going to be any more impact on the game than having a solid gold cheese block strapped to your bum.
It's already its own.
You miss solid gold cheese blocks strapped to people's bums. How about you make it like float
next to you? Wouldn't that be interesting?
What are you talking about? What? We were talking about like, rally call or something, right?
Saying medals. I think they should make it so you can equip a medal in the action slot, so you don't have to use up a cosmetic slot for it.
People are doing that forever. It's it doesn't matter.
But can you make it like float next to you? I feel like that's cool.
Only wear the Manco cap and nothing else. You don't need all these slots.
There's like so many badges that I want to wear, but
just the Manco cap.
Oh, that's even better, yeah.
But you can spend the medal to paint it, and it will be the color of that medal.
Yes.
And have the texture of the medal stretched over it.
That's a good idea. We can use that with our badge. It's just a rainbow cap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Isn't that what they do all the time? They just copy and paste the Manco cap model and add something to it and say it's a new hat. They did that with like the bug finder.
There are a lot of caps. Now that you say it, there are a lot of caps that they have in the game. Yeah.
I think a lot of them are the exact same thing. And like the Manco online cap is a cap, slightly different.
Backwards.
The Manco one is the best one, I think.
Manco cap's the only good hat in this game. Everything else sucks.
Excuse me, the Manhattan Project begs to differ.
Flames team captain, no thanks.
Give me the default unpainted Manco cap. Yes,
Just
please.
give me the stock hats, please.
Hey,
Just
Siri.
none at all. Those are the best.
Manco
Purchase
cap,
12 Manco
please.
hats. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
beautiful.
Shit,
Thank
what are
you,
they gonna buy?
Damn,
12
that's
Manco hats.
nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
How much is it gonna cost? Like 12 cents?
Dude, no,
Probably.
okay, TF2 items on the store. Why have they never fixed that? That's so dumb.
It's like, because it still works. I did see like the controversy around it. Like Solar was a little upset about it. Where
Oh, yeah?
Anomaly, everybody knows him, big CS:GO YouTuber and streamer, played some TF2 on stream, and he got basically baited into buying weapons and
Oh
hats
my
from the
God.
TF2 in-game store, and spending like 80 times as much as he should have for the items instead. And that's like, I mean, everybody that has played TF2 for more than like 2 months knows that the the items on the store are completely overpriced.
I wish
And
I'd
if you-
known that. I bought so many hats from it in my first like
Same.
month or so
Like
of playing.
when I started playing the game, I was like, oh, I want this hat, I'll buy it from the store. Until I realized, like, wait, I can just play the game for like a week, get 1 refined metal, and then buy it for free by trading for it.
Or just go to
it's-
Steam Market.
Yeah, or
Steam
like
Market is
there's
so
other
good.
outlets these days where you can buy it for much cheaper as well.
To be fair, I think a lot. I don't know if they were. Was like Scrap TF and Marketplace, were they around back in 2012? Because that's when I started playing.
I think Scrap.tf was made in 2013,
Ooh.
something around that time. Maybe late 2012, somewhere around that time. That's when the site first sprung up. But obviously back then it was just a scrap
Yeah.
banking service.
So I didn't know any better, so I just kept buying hats and things.
It's weird because I don't see any reason for Valve to change it, because realistically it's like 1 in 1,000 people that actually buy a hat off the store. So it's not a big issue necessarily, and it still makes the money. So like from a standpoint of Valve, they don't have any reason to change it for themselves. But I don't know, it would obviously be a better practice if they just got rid of that entirely and all you can buy from the shop are like keys
Actually, yeah,
And-
that's a good idea. I think
and
taunts-
stuff, and then just
taunts
they
are not
handle the
bad.
rest. Like they handle the rest through the community market, right? They let people sell their items there, and then they have their own prices for the items. Which, I mean, they already do it with skins and strangers and so on. You can basically sell anything in the community market these days except for like unique items,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So it's pretty special in that
You guys
regard,
want
I
my
guess.
heavy unusuals? No one's buying them.
If you trade
I
them in
mean-
for all those Manco caps, I'll consider it.
Yeah. it's
I already have my stupid burning sandwich hat.
Is it
Like,
the
why
one with
would
a
I
little
want
stick on
anything
it?
else? Yes, the
Oh,
sandwich hat.
good
that one's
taste.
cool. That's a good one.
One of my friends was quitting TF2, so he gave me like this 200 key
Aw.
strange burning Sammy cap.
What?
It's so good.
You have a really
Damn.
good friend.
Indeed.
Damn, I need
It's
more
a good
friends.
friend.
It looks so stupid, and that's why I love
Is
it.
that what you need them for?
No, I mean,
TF2
shit.
hats.
Fuck.
I
Wait,
mean-
would you guys say you're social IRL, or would you say you're antisocial?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like-
I live alone. I sit in my room and like play video games.
Okay, all right.
It's a
Surny.
weird one.
I-
It's a weird one for me
I
because
want to be more social, but no one lives near
I
me.
like to consider myself more extroverted and outgoing, but then I sit at home all day and don't leave the house at
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
time.
exactly. That's
And
what
like
I
I
do as
enjoy
well.
being at home. Let's take this thing. Like I enjoy being alone and at home, but I also don't mind being in social situations. It's like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a mix of both, I guess. I'm like right in the middle between the two. And there's these stupid like personality tests that you do. Whenever I took one of them, I usually end up like right in the middle between the two. I guess I'm just a mix of both.
I
Yeah.
want to
Neither-
stay cooped up in a corner and never leave the room. Ever.
It's fair.
Stay
Yeah.
there. It's all I want.
Well, it's like no one ever lives near me. Like I have so many online friends, even the ones who live in the UK don't live near me. They're all in or near London because apparently London is the only place in the UK that actually exists.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to go anywhere else when the one city in the UK exists.
I live near Nottingham. Come on, it's Robin
That's
Hood
too
land.
far up north.
It's
I
Robin
forgot
That's
Hood
where
where
all the
I
land.
northerners live, Chloe. You all say grass, and you shop at M&S.
I'm in the middle of the country. I'm neither
That's up
northern or
north.
southern.
It's so up north.
Wait, was it Oxford Street? Is it called Oxford
I live in
Street?
I live in Oxford. Oxford Street's a place in London, isn't it?
Yeah, wait, I think
see,
I live
told
like
you,
10 minutes
in
away
or
from
near
there, walk.
London.
I don't
Nobody
live
lives
in
near
London.
me.
I
You
live in Oxford.
near
I
London.
used to live there.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Oxford Street isn't that the most like busy place in the entire
It's
UK?
crazy.
Like
It's
you go
insane.
there and you get trampled by everyone. And I went
Yeah,
there and
pretty
like
much.
the snowing and cold and chilly, and I only had like a jumper on. It was very not good at all. We went for like a walk with my sister for her birthday. It was
That's all I
too
can remember
cold.
from UK. Just Oxford Street and what regions.
There's nothing of worth here. We used to have like funny politicians, and now we have just politicians. Yeah, it's all gone to shit. I'm thinking we might move to like Germany or like Sweden or one of the other 48 countries that isn't the UK.
Just because you want to be in the EU. I see how it is.
I like having
Did they ban
things
memes?
cost. Yeah, well, I like being able to go and buy things with my money. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of when they're like, you know, your money, you have less of it now. Sorry, it's a bit rude of them to decide. I'd rather they didn't do that.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah, they should go. Here's money. Now you have more. Hooray!
Well, it's more just like they really like collapsing this country's economically. Like I'm not a big fan of that. I quite liked it when our country had things, and now they don't. We don't even have CO2. It's like the most abundant resource in the universe, other than like hydrogen and helium, and we've run out of it somehow. But, like there's not enough beer in the UK. We were having CO2 shortage. Like
Wow.
4/5 of the CO2 in the country just doesn't exist. So we're having to drink like water instead of Guinness all day. It's such a shame.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Water.
It's not good because it's the World Cup, so they're still drinking all that beer. It just means that we have nothing.
I mean,
Not
Dude,
good at all.
I know it's like always these memes that show up, but are there like actually signs at British grocery stores about like
Yes.
ID checks when people buy eggs?
No, we're not there by eggs, but you get ID'd if you buy energy drinks now, which I think
Yeah,
is
it's
it's
energy
annoying
that
for
is
me.
a good idea. That's a
But I
good
think it's
idea.
really good. It's like you have
That's
to
a
be
good idea,
16,
actually.
so most of the kids that go in there and buy an obscene amount of like Monster to go to college, like instead of getting a crippling coffee addiction when they're 16, they can put that off until they're like 18. But it's
Yeah.
good.
Fair.
It's annoying for me, but it means it gives me more incentive to buy beer because I'm going to be ID'd anyway. So I might as well just put a couple of crates in.
Fair.
I
fair.
can't drink
But
beer.
yeah, like
have a
I saw
low
these
tolerance.
pictures. I saw these pictures of like, oh yeah, you gotta ID check people if they buy eggs because apparently like it was probably a regional thing.
Yeah, I
And
can't.
maybe it's
I
even
work in
fake.
a supermarket and I haven't heard anything about that.
It's
They
prob-
ID if you
we-
buy knives.
I think it was a regional thing because like in the region there were like many reports of teenagers throwing eggs at houses
yeah,
or
that will do
something,
it.
and
Yeah, I
that's
wouldn't be
why
surprised.
they ID check people for buying eggs, which is hilarious. But also, I mean, I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and like toilet paper probably if people are tossing that at houses as well.
I thought that was more an
South
American thing that they do on Halloween.
Do they actually do that? Throw eggs at houses? That's terrible.
They like TP houses and
kids
throw
are
eggs at them on
terrifying.
Halloween, apparently.
You'll get stabbed more likely by a teenager than anything else in the UK. They just really like they hate everything, but they love
They'll
doing
murk ya.
everything.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
wanted to study in the UK. It was
Yeah, you really
suggested
don't
to
want
me a
to.
while back, but I just ugh.
There's too many British people.
I'm happy to
here.
be here.
Move to like
Drugs
Denmark.
everywhere.
Yeah, very druggy. Yeah.
It's insane.
In some parts of the country, people will greet you by going, "Hey up, me duck."
Yeah,
What
you
does
said
that
this.
mean?
You said this before, and I just
Yeah,
I
but
can't-
people actually do say that when I'm at work. Like when people come up to the deli counter, they go, "Hey up, me duck."
What?
yeah.
say
Here
say
we
that
say
again, but
hello.
slowly.
"Hey up, me duck."
What does
She's
that
from up
mean?
north. She's from up north. They don't speak English.
It's
they
I'm
speak
in the
northern.
middle
there.
of
Hey
the
up.
country.
Hey, up,
I'm literally
me
in
duck.
the middle.
I'm a
Don't
duck.
don't understand. It's not English.
Wait, no,
it's a
I
completely
need to.
different
I'm sorry,
language.
well, I need this.
It's
Chloe,
just
repeat.
it's
please.
just "Hey up." It's just "Hey up" and then "me duck."
Classic northerner farmer
What?
speak.
I don't get that.
I'm in the East Midlands. I'm in the
get
East.
that. I really, I want to understand your language. Hey up,
You
me
can't.
duck.
You can't translate
That's not even the worst of it.
I thought sick
It
was
translates
weird
to
already. I really
hello.
thought sick was weird,
Yeah,
but
it's just-
apparently
it's
that's
just-
worse.
It's just "Hello, mate,"
Six
except it's
normal.
"Hey up, me duck."
Six
I don't
very
even want to
easy.
know what it's like for up north in like
Meaning of
Scotland.
hey up, me duck.
Okay, I found this on the web.
Oh my god, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's how
Does it
people
say that
talk
it's
here.
popular?
BBC. What?
Is it from BBC North though?
A friendly greeting often used in Nottinghamshire, which can leave people not from the Midlands a bit puzzled the first time they hear it.
Yeah.
Hey up, me duck, you're it.
Yeah, that's how they talk
amazing.
here.
Oh
Wow.
my god, hey up, me duck. That's
I'm more
so...
amazed that like Google just instantly found
What
it.
is the
Yeah.
origin of this?
I don't
Who
know.
would thought it
It's a
was a good
slang,
idea?
just regional slang, bro.
Guys, we need a new greeting. Hey up, me duck.
Apparently, if they're not saying "a up me duck," they're saying "I do," which I have only ever heard once.
This is not English, Chloe. We say hello here. Hi.
"A up me duck"
What's
gives a
up?
shag.
It's so weird when you say it.
Let's
How's
nip,
it hanging?
It's so naturally, which is so strange.
let's nip up to the chippy. Get a proper
Okay,
good
yeah,
chip
that's
butty.
one of the most British things I could imagine somebody
Live up
say.
to the chippy.
It's proper
Oh my
mint.
God. Mint. Oh,
We'll get a bottle of water.
Wagwan Mandem. It's been a
Water.
meme in my thing. Wagwan
Get a bottle of
Mandem.
water,
Bruv.
bruv.
It's
Bled.
like British
In it,
people
bruv.
invented English and they
Mandem,
don't even know how to
wagwan.
speak
Yeah.
it.
That's how people talked when I was in school. They'd be like, "In
Peckin'.
it, bled."
Clapping.
How can you invent a
Brovalicious.
language
Starting,
and then
mate.
not speak it
Famalam.
well? Okay, we can
Shank.
get off this bit. This is a
Nans.
terrible bit.
At
Please.
least it's not about cars this time.
Yeah, it's good, I guess, but yeah, that's a terrible bit.
Shank
Yeah.
man.
Let's pivot a little bit here. I wanted to talk about. I don't know if any of you watched anything of E3 or like watched any of the news or
I
anything
watched the
around
Smash
E3.
Yeah, Super Smash.
But I mean, that's obvious, yeah. But what did you guys think of E3 this year? If you got any news about it?
Fallout. Hello, Fallout.
Oh yeah, Fallout. Yeah. I
There's
saw
a
the
lot.
hype.
Seemed
Oh my!
pretty good.
Everybody on Twitter.
Well, like the thing
I
is,
see.
Fallout 4. I hoped I had no grounding, but I half hoped it would have a Borderlands style multiplayer where like you and your friends could play through it together, and if they joined in, it would make it harder. So the idea of there being like a Fallout game on the Fallout 4 engine that's actually good excites me. Because Fallout 4 was a disappointment. I played 90 hours of it in like 2 weeks and then couldn't get back into it again, which was sad because I really liked 3 in New Vegas. They're like my favourite games of some kind, but 4 just had
I've-
no replayability. It was soulless.
I've personally never played any Fallout games.
You should
but
play
from
if you
all
ever
what
have
I've
to.
heard.
3 in New Vegas are the good ones.
From what I've heard is like people actually think it's sacrilegious to like Fallout 3.
What?
For some
No,
reason.
people like Fallout 3. It's really popular. People don't like it because Bethesda bought out an IP from a dying company, shoved it into a really shit FPS engine, and kind of destroyed the writing. But it's still a good game. It's just not as good as the first 2 Fallouts. But the first 2 Fallouts haven't really aged very well. So unless you already really like the series, it's probably not a good place to start
I
on.
see.
Like I
see.
like them, but they're ancient.
You know, like New Vegas is definitely one that people keep recommending. Like that's
People
the best
hated New
one.
Vegas for the first year it came out. It was only popular later on, and it is a good game.
I've only
It's
ever
one-
played
it's-
Fallout 4.
New Vegas is one of those games where they actually did the RPG bit right, like you actually get to play a role. So they give you a near blank canvas character at the start, as in like he's not good, he's not bad, he's got some, we don't know about his history, he's just the postman, and that's all you know. And the whole game you can do whatever you want. You can kill every single character you want. Like literally everything you can kill. Like, it doesn't matter. You can resolve every single incident any way you want.
If you can see it, you can kill it.
Yeah, which is an issue 99% of games have. Like Fallout 3, half the characters are immortal. Skyrim, half the characters are immortal.
Yeah.
In New
that's-
Vegas, you can decide in this playthrough, I'm a bit pissed, I can't be bothered to deal with the NCR this time, I'm just going to kill all of them, and then see what that does. And then sometimes that'll have even more quests you had no idea existed. And it's one of those also games where if you just follow quests, you'll be able to see most of the map, and the map's pretty huge. There's a lot of sparsity in the overworld, but there's loads of little pockets with stuff in them. And also all the DLC is good. They're just good games. They're just really well-made games, and they've got loads of replayability in them because they got the RPG bit right. So you're not just doing the same quests over and over. There's like 8 different ways to do all of them. It's good.
Nice.
I would
nice.
recommend it. On the sale, it's like a $5 for the Ultimate Edition with all the DLCs. It's definitely worth it.
Oh yeah, right. The Steam Summer Sale is still
Yeah.
going on.
And you
I got
can
a
mod
bunch
it.
of games
Oh
already.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Have you guys bought any games in the Summer Sale?
I was
This year.
I was going to buy, but then instead I think Spindle bought for me the new Hyperdimension Neptunia game, which is great. So I've got like another 4 that I haven't finished yet.
I just don't
I'm not
play
gonna
anything
comment
on
on that one.
Steam anymore except for TF2. I have so many. I bought Terraria like 8
Terraria's
years ago,
amazing.
and I still have
Play it
barely
now. Go
played
play
it.
it now.
Terraria is
Quit-
2D Minecraft.
Can we kick her
I-
from the Discord so she
Dude,
goes and plays
I-
it now?
I proposed it after Dan did his Terraria streams, but straight up, let's do a Blapature Terraria
I
play.
already played through it like last year.
So did I.
Aw.
I actually played through it earlier this year, but I don't mind.
I can't be bothered to play again.
Maybe
I
once
mean,
the next update
I
hits.
haven't played.
I've never played
barely
modded
played it
Terraria,
at all.
though.
So
We could play that.
Neither
Wait,
have I
there are
actually.
mods?
Yeah,
are
there's
yes.
mods that
there are like
extend
some
the
very
endgame.
transformative. They're very transformative.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's mods that
That's
make it
interesting.
last for like 3 times as much playtime and add on some ridiculous end bosses that have like a stupid amount of health. But yeah, like the game's already got a huge amount of content, but it just adds to it.
No, Terraria is huge. I don't understand how they could put so much content in a game like that.
Because they've been
You could
updating
play
it for like
for
10
hours.
years.
yeah, I was gonna say it's been gradually added. So like over the years, my brother would be like, "Hey, if you started playing now, you'd be able to do this and this. Hey, you should start playing now. They added this," and I'm
It's
just like,
like-
That's
Oh,
what
that
I
sounds
would
like,
do.
that
Only
sounds like
way.
TF2. Haha.
Whenever there's an update, I go and do like another run through the game.
Exactly.
It's one
That's
of those.
how I racked up so much playtime, because every time they release a semi-major update, you basically can start over and just play through it again with new stuff.
There's like another
And
60 to 90 hours worth of playtime put into it just there.
Exactly. Like every playthrough, depending on if you play expert or not, you can at least spend 60 hours on the game.
It's so good.
Best part is when you kill a boss and take all the loot, even though your friend helped, and you just shut up for like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's not a
Oh.
problem in expert mode anymore,
Oh.
sadly. You can't do that in expert.
Wait,
Sadly.
wait, why not?
Yeah.
Rip.
Everyone gets
Because
their own
it
loot,
drops loot bags and they're
Oh.
like separate for every player.
Okay.
which is really nice. You still end up sharing it because it's randomized. So if you need like the ranger thing and they've got it, you can swap.
Yeah, obviously.
It's good.
Yeah, like I bought a bunch of games that I like want to stream. Hat in Time being one of them.
Hat in Time is
really
good.
really excited about that one. I
played through
also
that
got the
last year.
soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing.
It's super.
Like
I would highly
there's-
recommend playing through it.
I will get to it very soon. I got another game stockpile that I've like been sitting on for ages. I always wanted to play because like a fan sent it to me. It's a Hyper Light Drifter. I
Yeah.
want to get that through sooner or later because I've been sitting on it for so long, and I'm probably going to play that first before I go into other single player adventures. But then there's like a bunch of other games that I also want to play, like Iconoclast is some game I got, Wizard of Legend, and Oxygen Not Included. Like all those games. I just want to
All the
play and
games
stream.
that
It's
Northern
gonna be
Line
great
played
fun.
for 5 hours.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What about Necropower Volume 3 that you've owned for years but never actually played?
I don't own that game.
Yeah, this is
actually, I
me.
think somebody tried to gift me like an anime game or something once as a joke.
Go Nippon, my first trip
And-
to Japan.
I blocked them on Steam.
Oh my god, such a bad game. So
That's a
funny.
classic.
That was so funny.
Dude, I saw this recently on Steam. One of my friends bought like I don't know who it was anymore.
Was it me?
I think it was actually a fellow YouTuber or some
Was it
like
me?
an American one. It wasn't you, no.
I'm
it
not
wasn't
American. No, that's wrong.
American one. They bought like a game that's like learn Japanese to not die or something. It's like a visual
Oh,
novel
God.
game where you have to learn Japanese, and he got all the DLC for it as well. And it's weird.
Dude, anime
You could
VR
instead
games are...
play Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed. Oh, I own this.
Why? And then I saw another dude that
Oh,
bought like
God.
all the Sakura games. You
Yeah,
know,
those are
visual
all,
novel
those
games.
are
He
actually
bought like
trash.
dude like bought all of them. He bought like 25 Sakura games. I was like, dude, first of all, where did you get all the money for that? But secondly,
I think they're
what
like
are you
50p
gonna?
in the sale.
Oh my god! But there's like 50 of them.
Mm,
They pump one out like every 2 months.
Oh
Yeah, because it's like free
my
money.
God.
They just have a sweatshop of people
have
drawing
donated
that art.
loads to
and
me. I can't play
It's
through them
weird.
though on Twitch because they're basically like, you know.
I think some of them
Lewd.
might not be banned, but yeah,
I think
many of them
they're all
are.
banned.
Are they
They're
all?
very lewd. Well, like the thing is, a lot of them have scenes where it will be like a female character who's like fallen in water, and then all you know their like boobs fall
Boom.
out, and
Yes.
it's like, well,
Yes.
you know that's just fantastic. Thanks. So you can't play them on Twitch, and I don't really want to play it in my own time because what if someone sees me playing it on Steam?
Can you gift it to me? Can you send it?
What is he doing? What's he doing at 2 a.m. playing a Sakura game?
Playing this. I mean, you could go offline.
No, people
Woolen,
have to know.
Woolen, can you send the game?
Woolen still has his pride.
I have some pride. I mean,
For being a weeb,
Maybe
he
not.
has a lot of pride actually. Like I've seen weebs that they just go down the rabbit hole. And
I
they
just
don't
found
come
this
back.
game. It's called
I'm
Anime
good at hiding
Girl
it.
or Bottle, and they're pictures of
What?
bottles and anime girls, and you have to differentiate
anime
if it's
girl.
a bottle
What?
or a girl.
Hold on. What?
This DLC
Do
is
I
like
want
it's
to
like
know?
$16 US.
Hey, you're
worth of
right.
DLC.
It's
Anime Girl or
39
Bottle.
pence. It's made.
Wow.
It's made by a Russian group.
That's
It's a
bargain
logic
deal.
game
Dude,
with
it's
2
so good.
modes.
Osu
In
standard training, 10 out of 10 game of the century.
Holy shit!
I question why they chose balls while playing the game. Well, why not?
also realized there's like a lot of like domino games or something with anime girls on Steam.
Woolen,
No,
do
I like
have,
this.
Woolen, do I have you as a friend?
We're
Oh no, we
friends,
can't
yeah.
activate it because I'm in a different region. Shit.
What do you
Right,
mean?
region locking on Steam.
Crap.
Sucks,
Okay, wait,
yeah.
no, hold on. Purchase as a gift. All right, there's gonna be one lucky guy.
One lucky guy on your friends is that gets that game.
Okay, it has to be Woolen. It has to be Woolen. What's his name? Woolen, right? Just Woolen. Sent. That's
Yeah.
great.
Another game
recipient's
that
first
I
name,
saw a
Woolen.
lot of people excited about.
I
Like
love
another
you.
game I saw a lot of people excited about on.
Binding of Isaac
on
4
E3.
Souls.
I mean, that's also cool. Yeah, like
It's got
buying like, a card game.
$500,000 pledged so far of its $40,000
insane.
goal.
It like hit its
Edmund
goal within like
McMillan.
2 hours. It hit its goal with like 2 hours, and then it doubled it within like 8.
I
It's
unironically
insane.
want it.
I wanted to, but
I
the problem is I have
really
nobody
like
to play it
Edmund.
with. Nobody to play it with.
We can play it together. Where do you live? Germany?
Yeah, just come over.
Do you want
dude.
to just take like the train over to the UK?
I mean, I'm coming over for I-63.
Okay, I've just sent it to
I wanted to
Join
go,
us,
but now I don't have the
Woolen.
money. I don't have the money to go to I-63 now. It's too expensive.
We need to crowdfund to get Woolen with us.
Yeah, crowdfund Woolen to
I also
land.
don't really want to go. There's a lot of people there. Have you seen
It's
them?
true.
There's so many. There's like more than 2 people in that room.
There's a lot of people in that hall. He's very right about that.
It is extremely warm in that convention center.
Actually, like in
warm and
the
a
convention
lot of
center, it is,
people.
but like in the BYOC area, it was actually nice and acceptable.
Bro, this is
Nice
like a
and chilly.
full, unique card game. This
Yeah,
is
it's like-
awesome.
What, Anime Go a bottle?
No. Oh,
No,
yes.
no, no,
First
no.
of all,
The
yes.
Isaac
Game
one.
of the year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They-
I'm so sorry.
The Isaac/Super Meat Boy developer has made a board game, like an IRL board game based off the Binding of Isaac, and it looks really, really well made. Like, there's a lot of time. This looks really cool. If I want it, I have no one. I do have no one to play with it. That's the
I guess-
problem.
I guess like I don't know how the game's played. If it's played with face-up cards, you could technically play it in like a
Stream
video
it.
call
Yeah.
or something with people. I guess that would work.
We
Like, you just
both need
have
to
them
own a
out.
copy of the game.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because you could just have like a camera pointed at it, and then you are in a call with like 3
God,
other
that
people,
sounds
and
so
then you
sad.
do the cards
That
for them.
sounds so like having a big table with 4 cameras,
Oh my
but the person's
God.
picture.
That
above
sounds
it.
like a bit. That sounds like a bit that Germa would
You
do.
look at the camera of the person. It's like, oh hey, do you want a drink or something? Let me
Together
just
themselves.
Amazon Prime one to you. That sounds so sad.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's only a question of time until they make like a virtual version in Tabletop Sim or something, though. I can see that happen within like a few months. There's probably gonna be a version Tabletop Sim that you can
It's
play.
not the same.
It's not the same, but it would be a version that you can play online with friends.
I want to give my money to.
The first thing I have to do is
Redmond
get
McMillan.
friends. You see how hard that is?
That's the difficult part. I do
Yeah.
agree.
It's crazy.
If only it was
Dude, none of my
single person,
IRL friends
though.
play TF2. They call it trash.
It is trash. You
Ah,
should
It's like
instead play
it's like a
Osu.
story. It's a story I can actually get back to. Like it's a little bit of a throwback, a callback to
Is this a
a
TF2 stream?
thing we talked about previously. Maybe kind of is. Like back in the day when I started out playing TF2, so in 2011, I obviously loved the game. I enjoyed it. I
Yeah, you
already
did.
knew about it for years prior as well before I knew that it went free to play. That's which allowed me to actually start playing it. And I actually was like, told around my friends in school, like, yo, we should play this game. It's free. It's pretty fun.
Mhm.
And I like became this trendsetter of like within 2 weeks, I got all the guys in my class to just start playing TF2 with me, and it was great. And then
Got that
2 years
random
later,
DM.
like 2 years later, they all grew out of it because they realized, like, oh, there are games that are actually popular, like Counter-Strike and
I wish
League of
I'd gotten
Legends.
into CS:GO faster. That game got like really good.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
decided to start playing TF2 at a really good time. Like I'd been considering playing it for years, but I kept procrastinating on actually buying it. And then suddenly it went free to play, so I didn't have to buy it.
Yeah, I thought it was
a
Dwarf
win-win
Fortress,
situation.
so I didn't play it. Like I thought it was all ASCII art and stuff. And then like Meet the Medic came out, and the Yogscast made a video on Toy Force.
Oh
I was
my
like,
god,
oh.
Yogscast. Oh my
Yogscast.
god, I love them.
I was
so
like, oh,
much.
this is a gun game. I don't know if I'm allowed to play those. I'm only when was 2000? I was only 13, I think, in
Oh
2011.
my god.
Damn.
You're a baby.
1998.
I was in uni.
I was like 13 or something when I started playing TF2.
Yeah,
so
that
yeah.
sounds about right. So I was like, oh, I don't know, I've got guns. They're a bit scary. So I played it, and then I put 6.5 I've got to put 6.666 hours into it.
You're making me feel old.
You are old.
You
and
are
you
old.
I was in
You're
my
very
third
old.
year of uni
Wow.
when I got into
You're in your
TF2.
30s when you got into TF2. Jeez.
No, I've still got 3 more years yet until I'm 30.
Yeah, that's fair.
That'll be
It's good enough.
disappointing. Sony, there
It's
was
only
an
downhill
update
from there.
to Slay the
What's the
Spire.
update? Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
know,
they were
it's
just adding.
yeah.
I think they were just adding the beta stuff to the main version, weren't they?
Yeah, and a bunch of bug fixes and stuff. That's really all they did.
Oh.
Another game I saw people really excited about at E3, that's what I wanted to say, was the Cyberpunk game by CD Projekt Red,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
the Cyberpunk 2077.
Tell me about it.
People are really excited about that game, but all we've seen so far was like a single cinematic trailer. And I know it's CD Projekt Red; they're known for the Witcher games, and the Witcher games are apparently really, really good. But like, you gotta curb your enthusiasm a slight bit because you've not seen anything about the game other than the setting. I don't know. People are really excited for it. I mean, I'm intrigued by it because it looks cool, but I'm gonna wait until the game's actually out.
Yeah, that's what you should do all the time. Like, a lot of
I don't
games
know.
have really good advertising, but the actual game itself's trash.
It's just always this thing. I'm sure the game will be somewhat decent. Like, they have a good
CD Projekt
reputation.
Red.
CDPR, yeah, like they have a good reputation. They make good games, but I'm always skeptical when it comes to new games. I never.
Oh, they made
like, as
Witcher.
long as I've not seen. Yeah, they
Yeah.
made the Witcher games. So that's why people are so excited about it because
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like,
it'll
oh, the
probably
Witcher
be good
games are good.
Got
But
that.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Super
It's
Smash
this thing.
Bros. Though. Oh my god.
Oh yes, Smash Brothers, the only
Oh,
good game to come out
hyped.
this year.
So
Got to play
hyped.
that together. I have a Switch
That-
and a capture card, so I can stream it.
I was
I
going
need
to
to get
say
a capture card.
Smash is why me and my
I don't
brother
have a
have a
Switch.
Switch now.
It's all I'm gonna play on it. Like, I'm not
Mm.
gonna stream anything else but if
Woolen,
they
I
have an
will beat
adventure
your
mode
ass. I will.
with that 200 ping.
I mean, why not?
I need
Seal
to
into
get
5.
one of those GameCube controller adapters.
I just have like one I've had for years. It's just GameCube to USB, and I got it off eBay for like a $5.
Wait, Woolen,
It
who do you
works.
main
Good enough.
in Smash Bros?
Young Link, the only
Ah.
character worth playing.
Okay, well.
He can drink milk from his bottle. He can
I
swing his
always
made
sword
milk.
around. How much does it cost? Do you think?
0.7
Lon
US dollars in
milk.
2018. That's what I remember. I forgot the price in
In the
1970.
in the original Smash Brothers, I only played Pikachu, but in
I played
Melee
Pikachu
and
all the
Brawl,
time,
I
Pikachu
I
and
made
Kirby.
Marth.
I do that thing where you say hi as Kirby. You press up on the D-pad. Yeah, I'd do that on the Wispy Woods, but the one with all the drop down, like the newer version, not the
Yeah.
Smash 64 one. I'd get 4 Kirbys in a line and just make them say hi repeatedly. There was something really fun about it. It was a very wholesome experience. And then I'd suck people in and jump off a cliff. We'd both die together.
Nice.
I always
I
feel
always
like I
want.
should have
Sounds
my
very
I should
nice.
have my gaming license revoked because I like never really played Smash.
Yeah,
How
no,
do
you
we
should.
kick them out of the group?
Yeah,
Right
we
click.
should.
It's like I didn't
Ban.
really
Wow.
grow up with Nintendo games and consoles, and the only times I would ever be exposed to Smash Bros was when I went to a friend's house that had like a Wii or something, and we'd play like Brawl.
We.
If there's-
funny.
It's like,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be really miffed if there's not an adventure
ever
mode
heard.
though, because they removed it from Smash 4, so for that reason I didn't own Smash 4. Like, the best part of Melee was because I had no one to play with, was all like the single player stuff, and then in Brawl it had the Subspace Emissary, which had all the characters
Oh, that
fighting
was
together.
so fun.
Yeah.
That was so good. I replayed it on a legal emulator a few years ago, and it was still really,
Legal.
really good.
It was
Well-
good, but I still don't know why for all the enemies and stuff they had all these weird new things when they could have just used, existing enemies from the
I think it was just to make it a
games,
Smash Brothers thing, like
I
specifically.
guess.
Yeah, I was just miffed because the copy of Brawl I've had from CEX was scratched to shit, and even though I bought it, I never took it back, and it never worked once. So I own a copy of Brawl, it just doesn't work. But I think that was about 10 years ago now, so I think the warranty's expired on it.
You
But like,
owned
if
a
there's an
shiny
adventure mode, I'll be
coaster.
happy. I did own a shiny coaster, yeah, but I'm going to be excited if there's an adventure mode, because that's all I'm going to play. I'm going to play it through with every character and on every difficulty, and I'm
Yeah.
going to get the high score before anyone else can, and then some guy comes in who
then
had
you're
all the
gonna go
Melee
pro?
records. No, I'm never going to go pro in Melee. People are too good at it. Or Smash 5. We're at 5 already?
Yeah, it's the fifth one.
Yep.
I'm
Jesus,
so
they really
old.
didn't give 4 much time.
I have to
Mm,
admit,
have one
I
on
didn't
every
really
generation.
play 4 very much because I don't know, I didn't like it playing it as much when it was on the DS, and we didn't really have a Wii
Oh, I
U,
forgot it was
so-
on the DS. It's technically like the 6th Smash then, because the DS one's slightly
fair
different,
enough.
isn't it?
They did consider
it's
it
got
different games.
self-shading.
I forgot in an interview. They considered
Kind
it
of
different
different.
games.
And they didn't have ice climbers because the 3DS gets confused by there being one extra entity.
Oh,
What a console.
I didn't know
That's
that.
why there's no ice climbers
Yeah.
in 4. It's because it couldn't handle it on the 3DS.
Wow.
I think that's
Good
smart
lord.
though. Then at least it wouldn't be like unfair for 3DS. And
That was
Wii U.
it's a typical Nintendo thing to do, is to try and make it to work on everything. They kind of cut out content like that. It's quite smart.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that they just have all the characters in the game now.
Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
good excuse to buy it because
They have
Young Link will be in it.
Mega
Well, is Mega Man in it?
Yeah.
Was he in?
Yeah,
was he
all
in
of them.
Everyone's
He
in.
was in 4, yeah.
Everyone is in.
Everyone is
I
in.
only
Like,
played
Did you not
4
see the
on
announcement?
release and like once in a uni Smash Club.
I was just sitting there watching Efi thinks they could just please have Mega Man be back. Please have
Ridley's
Mega Man
in
be
it.
back.
You see,
Yeah.
Ridley.
They
What
added
have
Ridley.
you?
Like,
Are you so?
Ridley like
Have you been
killed
living under
Mario.
a rock? Woolen, have you been living under a rock?
No, but did you see that like Ridley like killed
Yes,
Mario in
and
the
Mega
trailer?
Man.
Fucking
Fucking
murders
killed
him.
him.
Mega
Kills-
Man. We're
fucking
not going to
murders
get
Mario,
Mega.
dude.
Yeah, we're not
He
going
just
to get
kills
Mega Man
him.
11
Yes.
now.
He just shoved a fucking like sword tail through his chest. It's like what? Link like drinks some milk in his intro and is like, oh, you know, here to save the day. Ridley just fucking murders a guy. Just stabs him.
Yep.
He's gone.
It's like a
Yeah.
British teenager.
That's a good callback. That's a good
There you
callback.
go, yeah. Oh,
Good callback.
I applaud you
Nice.
for
Nice
that
job.
joke.
buy
That's a
my
good one.
shirts. Thank you.
Buy my
Buy
shit.
mine.
It's a
Actually,
second.
What do you
mine.
think-
Second callback.
What do you think about Reggie announcing Fortnite on the Switch and being like, I can't wait to drop
that was-
out the
that was
battle
really
bus and
good.
play
Horrifically
with all of you.
indifferent about it. If it sells Nintendo more and it means that they make more stuff for the console, then that will be a good thing. Because then they'll put a GameCube emulator on it, and then we'll play GameCube games on the Switch as well, and it will be a PogChamp moment. Oh,
That's pretty cool.
what if they put Melee on the Switch?
Or if they just put everything on the Switch, like
Yeah, what if
every
just-
game
They,
ever
they
made.
should do that because it's
TF2.
handheld, and you could put like everything on it. Like that, you
Just
could,
every game ever. That's like something that actually interested me a lot. That there's like a lot more third-party games coming to the Switch
yeah,
now.
it'll make me want to actually figure out how to rip discs because I've got so many GameCube discs. If I could rip all of the ISOs off of those and shove them on my Switch, that would be amazing. I don't know how to do that without like soft modding it though.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, because like I legally own the disc. Like if I could just put the actual disc itself on the Switch, that would be superb.
I don't know. I'm still like
Oh yeah,
Skeptical
Waluigi as well.
on
Reggie was
buying a
like,
Switch.
"We know how popular Waluigi is." Wink, wink.
DLC.
It's
$40.
I saw the excuse that they were like, yeah, like a lot of people like Waluigi, but they don't really like him. Like I think that's
they
like
the meme
the tweet
of
I saw or something.
Waluigi.
they were like they don't like Waluigi, like they don't really like him apparently, and that's why they don't want to add him.
Yeah.
Like because
enough.
people don't actually like him. They only
Ridley is
Yeah, he
interesting,
doesn't.
though,
He
but
doesn't
his-
have a personality.
But side B looks so OP, honestly.
Oh, for Ridley.
Yeah, it's crazy. Go
Is
watch
he the
it.
one that does 60% with like one of his attacks?
I don't think the numbers have been released, but like it's just him dragging them across the stage. It is crazy.
It looks bonkers.
Too big for Smash my ass. He's just big enough.
Literally just
They
shrunk
scale
him
them
down.
down.
Oh my God.
They
So
scale him
funny.
up and down throughout all the games. Like in
So
the first
funny.
game, he was the same size as Samus, wasn't he? Got yeah, those 16 by 8 pixels or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's my size. That's how I like my women.
16 by 8.
pixels.
That's very niche. That's got to be quite. You know, they say fish in the sea. That's like it's not very many fish in the sea for you.
It's like a sardine in a large lake.
Fish in the sea plus plus. There you go. That's a programming joke. There you go.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'll get a thumbs
Ooh.
up for that one, please. Yeah.
I
DAE.
don't get it.
It's a programming language. It's fine, Christopher. Don't worry about it. What's the next topic? We're on something else.
We're pretty much done for the most
How long
part.
have we
I
been
mean,
streaming for?
it's been an hour.
Eternity.
It's been an hour. But yeah, like if there's any other games on about E3 that you can think off the top of your head that were like standout. They announced new Elder Scrolls game.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Well, like,
probably
yeah,
coming
all
out
I
in
care
like
about
5
is
years time.
Smash.
That'll be alright, won't it? Some
I
like
guess, yeah.
that's alright, you know.
It's gonna be cool. And other than that, yeah.
Maybe there'll be a
Sony's
new
conference was weird.
Toho game.
Ubisoft's conference was
we need
weird.
more anime games to be announced, please.
Well, Toho 16 was 2016, right? It's not. Oh, what was that?
A creaky,
What?
creaky door.
Oh, sorry,
Sure.
that was my chair. I'm sorry.
I believe you.
Oh.
It's been
Put
like
some
2
oil on
years
that.
since the last one. We got to get one soonish. A new Toho.
Toho, I never really look for it. They're just
Stop that.
I'm sorry.
they're just,
I'm sorry.
they're just bullet hell games, right?
Are you
Toho's
sure
are
that's
bullet
coming
hell
from
games,
your
yes.
chair?
Yeah, okay.
The
That's what
Toho
they are.
15 was very different. Toho 16 was very normal, and that was the last one we got. So we're thinking we might get someone in the next couple of years that will be.
I
maybe
didn't know
different
that
again.
they actually made one 2 years ago. I thought Toho was like this ancient game from
It is
like
ancient. It was from the
2002 or
Yeah.
something.
1998 was like they released like 5 in the same couple of years, and then they didn't do anything
fuck?
until 2002, and then they did one every year or two. Like the most
Okay.
popular first one is Toho 6, which was 2002, I think, and then after that they've just been releasing them every couple of years, and they every now and then they'll do a spin-off that's like a fighting game or something.
I
But we're currently
didn't
on
know that
16.
it was actually like still that relevant.
They
I
are
thought it was just this
very,
old thing
very good
that people
games.
still liked. Okay.
Well, it's because the old games are
Interesting.
still really good. Like mechanically, they're really fun.
I guess.
They also look impressive. If you post a thing on YouTube, even if it's like easy mode, people will be like, "Holy shit, that looks pretty cool," and then they'll be like, "Oh, is that easy mode?" It's like, yeah, but it's actually difficult though.
This just sprung to mind as well. Yeah, well, how do you feel about the fact that A Hat in Time is apparently getting multiplayer at the end of the year?
I didn't know.
You want to
about
play
this.
together?
Not really. I
Oh,
don't know.
come on, dude.
I've already played through it. Like, I don't really think it's got
Yeah, but
replay value, does it?
we don't know what the multiplayer is. That's the thing.
It depends.
Apparently,
what they
they're
do with
adding
it.
something. Like, if it's just a co-op campaign that you can play, then yeah, I guess you can play it with mods.
Maybe custom
Lots of mods.
custom maps. Maybe you
They-
could do a
they
normal
are
playthrough, and then we could do
custom
like
things.
custom levels.
Yeah, custom things are a thing. There's like a lot of modding for that game, which surprises me because, I mean, it's like a very single player focused game, but I guess
They worked really hard on making mod support for it.
platformers and stuff. That's pretty cool.
You can go through like Hyrule Castle from Wind Waker as Link in that game. It's really cool.
Okay, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
All right. It makes me even more excited to play the game once I'm done with.
Oh, do you want to see
Hyperlight
little
Drifter.
teacups filled with cats?
What?
Oh, is this another time when we do
It's on Twitter. Yeah, look at
Oh,
this
a
nice
little
picture.
image?
It looks
that
like
I'm gonna-
it looks like a little thing of tea, but it's actually a cat.
Wait, where is this?
That's nice.
Ooh. I posted it on Discord in the podcast channel that no
Oh,
one uses.
Yes, please.
This one looks like strawberries. This one looks like a nice strong Earl Grey, a fine specialty tea.
What the?
Oh,
That's a
This is
a
weirder than
premier
the
Yeah, I think-
Ceylon
A up me
teas.
duck.
I think that's a
Hey, up me duck.
great part to leave the podcast on. It's been an hour, so
You'll find more
we
pictures
filled
of
enough
cats and
time.
teacups if you like.
I don't
mean, you
mind
can, but-
talking more about British slang because that really
We
interests
could,
me. That
but
really
also
interests me.
you're gonna kill my render time on the
Ah.
YouTube episode, so that's why I'm trying to cut it short.
Do you want to see a
That's why I
nice
think-
chicken sitting in a bush with her little chicklets? Look at this.
Oh,
Oh, it's adorable. She's in like a little bush, all curled up, and like her little
That's a great
small
one.
chickens are pecking around.
Is this a British
I'm gonna
thing
put that
to
one
do,
in the Twitch
or
chat. I'm gonna
It's
put that in the Twitch
adorable.
chat.
Team Floof.
This woman's following me, the
Floof.
floof lady. Excellent taste.
Ooh.
It's probably because you review a lot of dog reviews.
Lovely. Love the chill out music. Thank you. I needed that. Oh, so relaxing.
Thank you so much. I love this.
How about we call it there though? Say goodbyes. Thanks for watching.
Did you
Yes.
post?
Or
Wait, what did you-
listening.
Yeah, you did post it on Twitch. Thank God.
That's this episode of the BLAPCAST done with. I gotta cut these guys off eventually.
Oh, is it
Or
done?
we'll
Do we
never
stop?
stop.